Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Lord of the Arsh and the Kursi. We are talking about the Lord of the entire world. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We are talking about the entire universe and beyond. You know, we live in this dunya which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create, indeed the create in the beautiful manner. In this dunya where millions and millions of people live here at this moment. This dunya which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is created is so big. It has the space for millions and millions and more people to live here. What is the difference between the dunya and which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created out there? This dunya is meaningless, this is worthless, it is insufficient, it is meaningless. Let's compare it with the sun. The sun is the one star, only a one star. If you want to put the earth inside the sun, and you will be able to put the 1.3 billions of earth inside the sun. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Sun is the only one star. There are millions of stars out there, and millions of stars make a one galaxy, and in this there are so many zillions and zillions of galaxies are there, and the zillions of galaxies, everything, the sun, the flower, the earth, and the everything is present in the first heaven. Only zillions of galaxies are there in the first heaven, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the creator of 7 heavens. If you want to get from the first heaven and the second heaven, you have to travel for 500 years. At what speed? If you want to get from one to second heaven, first heaven to second heaven, and you have to travel, you have to get from 500 years. Always it takes 500 if you want to get from first heaven to the second, and the second to third to fourth to fifth to sixth to seventh. Every time it will take 500 years. After the heavens, we have the kursi of Allah. وَسِيَ كُرْسِيُ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. We all know the Ayatul Kursi. We all read Ayatul Kursi. After this, we have the Kursi of Allah. We have the chair of Allah, which just now we are talking about the 7 heavens. What is the comparison between the Kursi and the 7 heavens? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam give us hadith to understand a little bit what is the difference between the Kursi and the 7 heavens. Take your ring from your hand. If you wear it, take it off and put it in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is the world's biggest desert. Then what is the comparison between the ring and the desert? Nothing. There is no comparison between a small ring and a big desert. And in this hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam want us to imagine that the ring is the 7 heavens and the desert is the kursi of Allah. Then imagine how big the kursi of Allah. After the kursi of Allah, we have the arsh of Allah. وَكَانَ عَرْشُ عَلَى مَا. We have the arsh of Allah, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam give the same example to understand what is the difference, what is the comparison between the arsh and the kursi of Allah. Then at this time, the same example, the ring and the desert. This time the ring is the arsh, is the kursi of Allah, and the desert, the big desert, is the arsh of Allah. Then think how big the arsh of Allah is. After the arsh of Allah, there are so many angels who carry the arsh of Allah. Their heads in the 7 heaven and their leg in the lowest of the earth. Their legs in the lowest of the earth. Then imagine how big they are. After this, everything, the 7 heavens, the arsh, the chair of Allah, and the angels who carry the arsh. After this, we have the Almighty Allah. We have the Allah. Everyone thinks, what is this? How is possible? What is the size of Allah? Everyone asking about this. We have to believe that Allah is one. Allah is one. Allah is the greatest of all the time. Allah is the everything. Allah is the greatness. Allah is the. There is no comparison between the Allah and anything. At the end, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to making me a Muslim, and I ask Almighty Allah for practicing me as a Muslim, And thank you so much.
Very good. Amazing.